YouTube, what's going on, guys? The Red Mist LC Ninja. We are back, and we are back with a bit of a huge sigh of relief. Guys, let's jump straight into it. So, as you know, we won at Anfield 2-1 against Sheffield United. First of all, I just want to talk about that penalty. That penalty, how was that a penalty? That's just ridiculous. Although the rule now is, it's ridiculous, but I could see both sides of how it was given. For me, it's not a penalty because Fabinho clearly got some of the ball. I reiterate, some of the ball. Some, not a lot at all. I reckon VAR referees kind of didn't feel like he got enough of the ball to for it not to be a penalty. But yet again, you know, that Coot wasn't far away from Anfield. He was a fourth official. Don't know whether he has much of an input. I don't think so. But you never know with these things. But yeah, I just feel like it's kind of everything is against us now. This VAR, you know, the penalty line is part of the penalty box. So if you get fouled on the line, it's a penalty. Some people sort of say, well, you know, when it's a throw on, if it's on the goal line, it's not a goal, is it? Or if it's on the throwing line, it's not a throw-in, is it? Automatically, it's kind of different. The penalty box is inside of the whole, you know, pitch itself. So yeah, it's classed as, you know, as being inside, even if you get fouled or the ball is on it. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. So guys, but yeah, for me, don't know, man. But I can see from both sides of it. But this is what I'm telling you about. If you've listened to any of my last videos, this is what I'm saying. Like, Fabinho is not a centre-back. Everyone's banging on my Twitter, oh, yeah, but he can be as good and he can play it, and every time he plays, they'll get better. Listen, trust me, when you're a full-blooded centre midfielder, you do not want to be playing centre-back. Honestly, if he was meant to be a centre-back, he would be a centre-back. He's good at filling in and doing the job for the occasional game, but playing the whole season, yes, he's going to get improved. He's going to improve, and we will be so lucky if he really does, you know, kind of make the cut as a centre-back. But for me, he's not a centre-back. You never see Gomez putting in a tackle like that. You'll never see Van Dijk tackling like that close to the area. You won't. We scream and shout at Gomez to put a tackle in or get the block on. But, you know, defending these days, you'll be so careful with VAR, your challenges, timing, anything inside the box. You literally, unless you're 100% certain you are going to get the ball, you can't go in. You need to jockey, or you need to shield, or you just be in the way. Or it's kind of ridiculous, in fairness. But it is what it is. But for me, he's a tackler. He loves tackling. How many times has he been playing centre-back in our recent games? And, like, we've seen him tackle, good tackles. And he's like done, when we played Chelsea against Werner, he shut down Werner with some really good tackles. The last game, Ajax, he got away with a couple, but he made some good tackles. I never see Gomez kind of tackle kind of like that. The thing is, as I said again in my last video, what Gomez and Van Dijk and Motm do, they read the play before it happens. So that guy ended up with the ball, and Fabinho went to the tackle. Now, if that's Van Dijk, when the ball first comes, you know, the header, he goes away, or he wins it in the air. He wins the first ball. That's what's important. Now, Fabinho does that in midfield, but as a defender, it's different. It's different. You know, a ball is played into their attacker. He's shielding you. You know, you can't always. You know, but that's the thing. Like a centre midfielder in a centre back position won't read it like a centre back. He will play it like a centre midfielder. I made comparisons to how Fernandinho played it. And Fernandinho for City was swag. It didn't work out for City because Fernandinho plays that centre midfield role different to Fabinho. Fabinho is the battler. Fabinho plays centre midfield more like a central defender would, whereas Fernandinho, he kind of plays it. He doesn't play it like a battling centre midfielder. He plays it like he kind of floats. He's more of a ball playing centre midfielder. Yes, he does get, you know, he breaks up play a lot. He plays it on the slide like a little foul, breaks up the play, stops the play, doesn't get the yellow card. You know how it goes. But Fabinho doesn't play the position like that. And two of them, as like in a 4-2-3-1 together in the same team, would have been immense. Obviously, Fernandinho is pretty much past his time now, but that's no by the by. But yeah, they play completely different. So when it came to defending and centre backs, Fernandinho didn't have that kind of raw kind of defensive in my opinion, mind frame and mindset and ability that Fabinho has. So I feel like Fabinho will make a better defensive player in that position than Fernandinho did for City. That's just my opinion of it. And also, Fabinho is faster than Fernandinho as well. Fernandinho is pretty slow. So guys, let's, so we discussed that challenge, which was ridiculous. That put us 1-0 down. And then, like, Sheffield United would just come with bully boy tactics. I tweeted it, and then I got a whole load of people saying I'm a crybaby and Liverpool fans and suck it up. Yeah, right, we sucked it up. And where was your reply when I was tweeting back at you? When I was tweeting back at you, yeah, I'm really crying now at 2-1 up, eh? You idiots. The cheek of it. You knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting for it so I can get my Twitter game on. But we managed to turn it around. The fouls, hopefully we got a nice, good, fit, strong team. We got certain people back. Midjtyland in Champions League is the next opponents, but we're going to do that a little bit later. Let's get into the ratings for this Southampton. What am I talking about? Sheffield United game. So first of all, we're going to go with, no, we're not going to go with Adrian. Let's do the team first. So we're going to just chop and change up the team, and we're going to, this was my team that I predicted. It was pretty well off. I thought Thiago would be back. I thought maybe, well, no, it's only Thiago really. I thought Adrian would start. I didn't think Mr. Alisson would be back. He was back. That's just amazing news. So guys, let's get straight into it. So first of all, we're dragging out Adrian, and we are bringing in Alisson. Actually, we need to bring Adrian back in because we need to take out Kelleher, who drops from the squad, and then Adrian comes straight back in onto that bench. Robertson. Okay, so let's do the player ratings while we do the team changes. No, actually, guys, let's just make the team changes now. So, our starting line was Alisson, Fabinho, and Gomez. Yep, got it correct. Robertson, Alexander-Arnold. That wasn't hard. Henderson and Wijnaldum. And then I went with Thiago. Obviously, Thiago didn't play, so let's take Thiago out. Let's just put him there for now. We went with a 4-2-3-1. So we had Wijnaldum and Henderson. Let's just change up the formation. And then we had Firmino, Justin back. I personally think that didn't work, but we're going to talk about it. Salah, and then we had Jota on the right. So first of all, I'm going to say the two holding, Jordan Henderson and Gini Wijnaldum, I was fine with that. I think it worked really well. Why I felt like we lacked was in the middle of the park right here. And I feel like we lacked someone who's more fluid. Roberto Firmino isn't fluid enough. He's not fluid enough. Like, he's not fluid enough. He comes back. We can't trust him playing out from this deep. You need a real baller, someone who's good on the ball, good technique, can move left and right, like fluidly. Like, Firmino's too slow. Like, he takes like, I don't know, man. It just takes a while to kind of turn and kind of get off, get off and think about what he's going to do next. He loses the ball too much. For me, it didn't work. For me, he's not the one. I know he got the goal, and I know he had it seemed like his stats came back after the game really, really good, really strong. I just don't know. I felt like we didn't have that fluidity in midfield. Luckily, Sheffield United were just camping in their own half and kind of allowed us, to play. I feel like we struggled a little bit in midfield, even though we had Gini and Henderson, just because it's more like a two-man. It's more like two men, because I don't know, guys. Firmino, just no, not for me. It didn't really, I don't feel like it really worked. So the 4-2-3-1 with him in that role, nah. The other thing, guys, is I'd probably prefer Mane here and Jota on the left. Even though Jota scored, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like his best bits, obviously, he must be comfortable in the right. I don't know. Mane didn't. Well, I don't know. Mane did have a really good game. He beat that wing, their right back, Basham on a, no, they're playing 3 at the back, 5 in midfield, 3-5-2. Maybe that was why, actually. Maybe that was why Firmino didn't really get. Yeah, maybe that was why Firmino. I think Ampadu did a pretty good man marking job on him. And Ampadu was probably their best player, the Chelsea loanee. Is he loanee or have they bought him? Don't know. So maybe that's why. So yeah, maybe benefit of that. I've only just noticed that they did play a 3-5-2. But even when they dropped and Baldock dropped into cover Mane on the left side at right back, I felt, Mane was skinning him. He had him on toes. He was giving him problems. So yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Jota is better on the left. It felt like it. Like I said, guys, it might have been difficult because obviously when Sheffield United drop back, the 3 turns into a 5. There's no space in and around here for Jota to do anything, or Mane once they sit deep. And then when they attack, obviously their midfield turns into the 5. So it's a tricky formation to play against. Probably not the best to see what Jota from Mane and Firmino and Salah could do whilst they were in a 4-2-3-1 formation. But you can only comment on what you see in game, right? And how you feel like it's all working out. I think I would have preferred Jota on the left and Mane on the right, and Salah up top. Ideally, I'd prefer this. This is what I'd prefer. I'd prefer Mane up top, Jota on the left, and then Salah on the right. However, you lack the work rate from Jota at the moment. He does a fair bit. I've seen him, and I think he'll get better. But Salah, you definitely lack it. And in a 4-2-3-1, you definitely need this dude. Otherwise, it means Firmino dropping in, and then Jordan pulling out to the right to help Fabinho and Trent. And then obviously if he comes back, I mean, that's kind of how you line up. That's the defense. So you just leave one man up top generally. So this is defensive shape when we're defending. But the discipline from Salah, I don't know. So it's probably why Klopp kept Mane there and Salah through the middle, etc, etc, etc. Most probably, anyway. So yeah, guys, let's go on to ratings. Alisson, well, penalty, didn't really have a chance. Didn't really do much else. He had a nice 1, 2, 3 saves or something. Comfortable. Commanded the box really well from corners. Any corners that he came out, punch here. It was very bit of a dodgy moment. Lapse in concentration. Nearly got caught on the ball. No one screamed and shouted him like they scream and shout at Adrian for doing it. God, we are a fickle bunch sometimes, aren't we? But he got away with it. So he didn't make a mistake. So I'm gonna give him a 7.5. Moving on to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I thought he had a decent game. Go for 7. Fabinho, don't think it was a real good game for him at all, to be honest. No, Trent, I'm going to give a 7.5. Fabinho, I'm going to give a 7. Gomez was outstanding. I'm going to give Gomez an 8.5. He was a boss. Gomez was absolutely fantastic. And quickly refinding that form that he was in not too long ago. And then obviously Robertson, I thought it was excellent. Barely anything comes down his side of the pitch. Thanks to Gini also, and obviously the experience of Gomez, it is the naturally stronger side. But with Jordan in there protecting Trent and Fabinho, it gives a nice balance to both sides. I think where Jordan is probably, I don't know. Well, actually, I was going to say more keen and Wijnaldum more better defensively, but I don't think he is. Maybe his organisation side of things. So Jordan's organisation skills and his work rate, I think, compensates for the lack of, I was not to say ability, like tackling and the whole centre-back situation with Fabinho and Trent. However, Wijnaldum, he just complements. Robertson and Gomez is definitely the stronger side, without a doubt, especially with the centre-back issue. But I think Jordan just complements those two and allows Ouija to just play his normal game with Robertson and Thingy behind him. But obviously he really does protect them as well, so he complements them as well as they complement him, which in turn allows Ouija and Henderson to kind of focus on things ahead as well. To Robertson, I'm going to give him an 8. I'll give Robertson an 8. Jordan Henderson and Gini Wijnaldum, I thought it was both battlers. They worked their backsides off. I'm going to give both of them probably give them 8s as well. I do think Gomez was our man of the match, even though I did say I predicted Alcantara obviously didn't play, so it's a bit irrelevant. Firmino, like I said, yeah, I couldn't. I think his game was as good as Trent's, to be honest. Even though he scored, so I guess I got to, you know, I can't throw too much shade at him, right? So I'm gonna go for probably because of his goal, he gets the 8. I guess he gets an 8. So yeah, kind of dug himself out of the hole. I mean, if he hadn't have got the goal, then, and it was an equalizer as well. If he hadn't have got the goal, then I probably would have. He probably been like a 7 or a, I don't know, 7.5 maybe. But the goal kind of gets him to an 8. Mane, I thought he was consistent throughout the game and very dangerous. He was dangerous. I'm gonna give Mane an 8. Jota, I think I'm gonna give him an 8, and also Salah. No, Jota scored, so I'm gonna give Jota an 8.5, I think. And Salah, I'm gonna give Salah an 8. Go for an 8 for Salah. Yeah. Adrian, substitutes. Adrian didn't play. Who was on the bench? We ain't even done the bench, guys. So yeah, James Milner, Adrian, Curtis Jones, Takumi Minamino, Sheridan Shaqiri, Nathaniel Phillips. Okay, I didn't even know he was on the bench. No, tell a lie. Yeah, I do remember seeing his name actually, but I swiftly forgot about him. And then Nico Williams. So that's an interesting bench. We definitely got some, you know, players are missing. So who else dropped out? I was Matip. So Matip, obviously, yeah, was still injured. And then we had Phillips. I actually thought Phillips had been sold. I guess not. Or he was in line to be sold anyway. So there we go. Matty Phillips. We are using an old card. Because I didn't do a new one. Because like I said, I thought he'd been sold, but clearly not. So we just use the old card for now. If he picks up enough games, then maybe I will redesign his card for him. So that was the bench. Phillips never played, so no need for a rating, nor did Adrian. James Milner did come on. And I think he did a solid job. I'm going to give him a 7. Takumi Minamino came on also. Yeah, comfortable. I'm going to give him probably a 7 as well. That was pretty much it. Shaqiri didn't come on, and nor did Nico Williams. Strange that Shaqiri didn't come on, but at least we're seeing him on the bench. I still think it's because we are injury blighted at the moment, but nonetheless, you know, it's good to see him. So yeah, so that was my prediction. I can't remember my score prediction. 2-0, I think maybe, or 3-1. Can't even remember what it was now. And my scorers, I think I went crazy, didn't I? I think I went with, who did I go with? I think I went with Thiago, Salah, and Mane, or Salah 2 and Thiago 1. Something like that. It was Jota and Firmino, so I was completely wrong. And Thiago doesn't even play, so that was just, yeah, awful. That was awful. Awful predictions all around from me. So guys, let's move on to the Champions League. FC Midtjylland at home from Anfield. Liverpool versus Midtjylland. Let's do this. It's apparent that certain players aren't back. Thiago, Keita, Matip. Come on, guys. Surely, I think they're fit. But we have West Ham next. And then after West Ham, I think we have City. So I could see Matip being on the bench for West Ham. Thiago being on the bench for West Ham. Keita probably starting. I expect to see probably Tsimikas start this Champions League game. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel those guys are fit, but I just don't think Klopp wants to risk them. We're at home. It's against Midtjylland. We shouldn't take them lightly. They are champions of their country, their league country. But I do think we will either have the cavalry on the bench, maybe Salah, Mane on the bench or something like that, and we just, you know, put out a little bit of a weaker side, or Klopp puts out full strength, strongest side, and then boom, get the job done, and then just take players off. Again, we're allowed 10 substitutions. I believe so. It's 2 goalies, and then, you know, I think we got 7, and then 2 extra players or something. So we have to sort that out. We have to do that. So yeah, but first of all, let's go with the starting 11. What team do I think he's gonna put out? I'm gonna say I think Tsimikas is fit. I think Tsimikas is gonna play. I think he probably deserves maybe a Champions League game. I think this is a safe game for him to come on. So I think we might see Tsimikas. Gomez, And Fabinho, I think it's still going to be the same. I think that's just gonna just continue. Trent Alexander-Arnold, could he be rested? Maybe we see Nico Williams. I think it's too much changes though. For the fact that we don't have proper centre back, I think we can only change one or the other. So if Robertson plays, then Trent will be on the bench. It's probably more likely to be that. Right, let's go with that, guys. I'm going to drop Tsimikas back. I'm going to go with Robertson to start. But is Williams? No, I don't think Williams is going to play in this. He barely gets. Nah, I don't know. I'm going to go with Tsimikas if he's fit. Apparently he was training again. Don't know. Not sure. I'm going to go with this. It's going to be one or the other. One of them is not going to play. So if Trent don't play, Nico Williams is going to come in. And if Robertson don't play, then Tsimikas is going to come in. Klopp tends to do that quite often with Trent. Put him on the bench, lets Nico Williams start. But this is Champions League. I think Tsimikas is more complete and ready for Champions League. Williams, I don't think he's quite there yet. And against Fabinho as well. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So it will be Trent. Definitely will be Trent. I'll be very surprised if it's not Trent. Very surprised. I think we're going to go for a tried and tested 4-3-3 again. I expect to see Jordan in the middle. And then I think Naby Keita is fit. I can't remember if he was not going to be part of the squad though. I can't remember. I can't think. Shaqiri, Minamino, Jones, I think Jota. I think Jota is going to be on the bench. Salah's going to go back to the right. Firmino through the middle. And obviously Jordan. I'm kind of thinking this team, but I can't remember if Keita was fit. Bench. Obviously we need to put on the other goalkeeper because there's 2 goalkeepers. 9. So one more player we need to add onto the thingy-majig. If we got a whole load of strikers, maybe Shaqiri drops out and Origi comes in. Origi's not very favoured at the moment. Don't know who can come in for him. We've got a lot of injuries. I got a feeling it's going to be a defender maybe. I'm going to go with Reece Williams. I'm going to go with Reece Williams to join the bench with Phillips. So I feel like that is going to be my starting lineup. If Keita isn't fit or whatever it is, or he's kept out for whatever reason, probably go with Jones. I think Jones is a good. Jones is actually a good candidate for this game. Wijnaldum could actually drop to the bench because he could probably rest this one because he's played against Sheffield United and Ajax, and they were very 2 tough games for him. And then we need him for West Ham and probably City. So maybe I think we might go with something like this. Milner in there. We were a bit light on midfielders, guys. Not even joking. Like no Naby, no Thiago, no Ox. We are light on midfielders, man. We might actually see Grich. Like literally might see Grich on the bench. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna have to put him there. So this is also a possibility. Yeah, we might just have to have Grich on the bench. I want to see it. I wouldn't mind seeing him. I want to see him playing for us in a decent level competitive game. I want to see it. Why can't you just show it to us, Klopp? Okay, so guys, you've pretty much seen my predicted lineups. I've gone through a few of those possibilities. Drop me yours in the comments. What's your predicted starting lineups? What starting lineup would you want? Like, what would you expect to see? What should Klopp play? Whatever you want to choose. It'd be good to hear some of you lot's starting lineups. And I think that brings us to the predicted man of the match. Scores and scorers against Midjtyland at Anfield. And my predicted man of the match, I'm gonna go for Salah. I think it's due one. Yeah, I think Salah is definitely due a yes, guys. He's definitely due a man of the match. So I'm gonna go with Salah, guys. He's due something. He had that wonderful goal chalked off from VAR, which, you know, at the end of the day, guys, is offside. You know, it could have easily been a linesman. I don't know if the linesman put the flag up, actually, to be honest. I don't even know. I think it stayed down, but VAR got it. But, you know, another linesman might have put the flag up. It's just offside, isn't it? And whether it's a beautiful goal or not, it was offside. You saw it. It's clearly offside. Linesman got it wrong. Whether it's a goal or not, the rule is it only counts if he's onside. So, you know, but it wasn't. It was an amazing goal. Like, what annoys me is he does stuff like that, but then the simple stuff, he just really mucks it up. But guys, here's my predicted man of the match against Midjtyland. If he even plays, he might be on the bench and come off the bench. Don't know what Klopp's thinking. The score, I reckon it's going to be a bit of a drumming, to be honest. I'm going to go for 4-0 to Liverpool. Maybe 4-1, 4-1, 4-0. I'm going to go for 4-0. Clean sheet for Alisson. Yeah, 4-0. Adrian, 4-1. Alisson, 4-0. It's a difference right there. My scorers, I'm going to go for a Salah hat-trick. No, Salah 2. And then I'm going to go for... Does Shaqiri come on for Salah? And let's think outside the box like I usually do and get completely wrong. Salah 2, Shaqiri gets 1. And then probably Mane. No, maybe we should go for Firmino. Let's go for Firmino. So we got Salah 2, Shaqiri comes on, scores 1, and then Firmino, or Salah or Firmino, then Salah 2, and then Shaqiri. I don't really matter order. So guys, yes, that is my predicted lineup for the Liverpool versus Midjtyland game. And I think that is it. So guys, I've been with Mr. LC Ninja, and I will see you soon. Let's do this.